A case in Michigan, USA, caused utter chaos. No one could have imagined a woman capable of such inhumanity. Are you ready to delve into this chilling story? Randall Randy Ferguson lives in Detroit, Michigan, USA. As the oldest of 3 younger sisters, Randy is very protective of them and is close to the entire family. An introvert who enjoys staying home, Randy joined the Navy as a mechanic after graduating from high school in 1979. 5 years later, he transitioned to working as a mechanic at Boeing. In the summer of 2000, Randy was just a few months away from turning 40 and still single. The girls also always wanted him to have a girlfriend to date and get married and build a small family together. Randy was especially close to his sister Lisa and brother-in-law Aaron and his 2 nieces. One day, Randy saw Lisa's neighbor in the front yard. Lisa told him her name was Angela Phillips, a single mother of 4 children and a nurse. In July 2000, Lisa and Aaron threw a barbecue at their house, taking the opportunity to introduce Randy to Angela. Things clicked, and the 2 began dating soon after. But just 2 months later, Lisa received a disturbing letter in the mail. The letter claimed to be from a private investigator looking into Angela, but it lacked any contact information, no name, phone number, or address. The letter alleged that Angela targeted men over 40. It claimed she had committed fraud and accused her of being a pathological liar. Lisa and her mother discussed the letter's contents with Randy. He agreed that Angela's ex-boyfriend could possibly be the one who sent it. Lisa continued to investigate Angela on her own. She discovered the woman hadn't graduated from the school she claimed to have attended. Randy, informed by Lisa, told her he'd spoken to Angela about it and considered it a minor detail. In 2001, Randy showered Angela with love, buying her a beautiful 2-story house in South Hill, Washington. Their happiness grew as Angela announced her pregnancy that summer. They sealed their commitment with a wedding, and their daughter, Allison, arrived in February 2002, completing their little family. It seems like everything is finally working out, yet no one really knows what's going on behind Randy's family's closed doors. Cracks began to show in Angela and Randy's relationship when a neighbor, Chris Martin, noticed frequent arguments between the couple. Chris reported that Angela often complained about Randy spending more time with Lisa and Aaron than with her and the children. Angela also confided in Chris that they no longer shared a bed, while Randy expressed concerns about his wife's spending habits. Randy has always prided himself on his savings and financial stability. However, most arguments arise because Angela seems to threaten all of Randy's efforts. Whenever Randy settled his debt, conflicts seemed to happen less frequently, but his relatives could tell he wasn't happy. In February 2006, Randy and his father went to watch a football tournament in Detroit, oblivious to the events that awaited him upon his return. On March 23, 2006, Angela called her brother-in-law Lisa and reported that Randy was missing. Angela said the last time she saw Randy was the night before. He left after they had an argument. Lisa then tried to contact her brother, but her calls went straight to voicemail, which worried her. This wasn't like Randy. He always answered his phone.
You're thinking he would never do this. He would never just leave.
The next day, Angela went to the Pierce County Sheriff's Department in Puyallup, Washington to file a missing person report for her husband. On the same day, the maroon Dodge Intrepid, likely belonging to Randy, was found in the port area, about 32 kilometers away. The car had rolled down the embankment. The key was still in the lock. Despite searching the area, police found no one. Using the key, they opened the trunk, revealing a man's body hidden inside. The victim had been shot twice in the head. Checking the license plate of the car, authorities learned that it belonged to the man who had just been reported missing, Randy Ferguson. The police contacted Lisa. She said her brother had tattoos and often wore t-shirts and sweatshirts. These details matched the description of the body in the trunk. The victim's identity was later confirmed to be Randy. The police arrived at Randy's house and informed Angela that her husband was dead. The woman seemed devastated by the news. She appeared very miserable. When asked if Randy had any enemies, Angela said no. The car was then taken for examination. Based on the examination, the investigation agency determined that Randy was killed somewhere else. This conclusion was drawn because there was very little blood on the car and trunk. Additionally, the driver's seat is pushed closer to the steering wheel. Since Randy had a muscular body and was about 1.9 meters tall, he couldn't have been in the driver's seat when he was killed. 2 days later, police searched the area around Randy's home. A neighbor informed them that the previous month, while Randy was away at a football tournament in Detroit with his father, his wife, Angela Phillips, had brought a strange man home. This same man continued to visit again just a few weeks later. On the the morning of March 23, 2006, when Angela called her brother-in-law to report her husband missing, he reappeared. The neighbor, finding this unusual, recorded the incident. Additionally, the neighbor mentioned that Angela had previously revealed an affair. The police immediately began verifying the identity of the man Angela brought home. They soon learned that his name was Lawrence. In an interview with authorities, Lawrence admitted that he had met Angela a few months earlier. Angela claimed to him that she and her husband were about to divorce. Lawrence said he moved some of his belongings to Angela's house on March 22. However, he was only there for a few days because he received a letter with a brief message that Claude Walls, Angela's stepson, delivered to him. In the letter, Angela tells Lawrence to leave because the police are present. Lawrence was later determined to have had no involvement in Randy's murder and no prior knowledge of the crime. When interviewed, Claude Walls said he spent time at his mother's house on March 22 and over the weekend. Claude mentioned hearing his mother and stepfather arguing, followed by a door slamming. Afterward, his mother informed him that his stepfather had left. However, the police believe that Claude is not telling the truth and knows more than he admits. Meanwhile, Allison, Randy and Angela's 4-year-old daughter, is staying with her grandparents, aunts, and uncles. Allison told them a bad guy shot and killed her dad. That day, Allison cried very bitterly. A specialist then spoke with Allison. During the conversation, the girl revealed that she only remembered hearing gunshots and crawling out from behind the sofa. This information led to a search warrant being immediately issued for Randy and his wife's home. While the 4-year-old daughter of victim Randy Ferguson revealed that she heard gunshots at her house the day Randy disappeared, his wife, Angela Phillips, still maintained that she knew nothing about the crime and appeared to be unaware of it. Saddened by her husband's death, Angela said that she couldn't imagine life without him by her side. She also mentioned that the last time she saw Randy was when he stormed out of the house after their argument. Upon searching Randy and his wife's home, the police initially found no clear signs of a crime. However, they did notice several bottles of bleach scattered around the house. Claude Walls, Angela's stepson, was interviewed a second time. Finally, he admitted that his mother had said, "The gun just exploded." Claude explained that his mother and stepfather were arguing in the office about something related to his 4-year-old sister. He added that he went up to his room and was then awakened by his mother's cries. Investigators returned to the room for a more thorough examination. This time, they found a bullet casing and large blood stains hidden behind a closed curtain. When confronted with the evidence, Angela broke down and confessed to shooting her husband. She claimed that the two had a fight at home. Enraged, Angela threatened him with a gun, causing it to accidentally discharge, almost killing Randy. However, the victim was shot twice at close range, which is not consistent with Angela's testimony. Insisting on her innocence, Angela denied firing the second shot. She claimed her son urged her to help Randy escape the painful situation. Claude immediately disputed that claim. He explained that his mother had woken him up in a panic and insisted that he help move and hide the body. Angela and Claude then carried Randy to the car. Angela drove to the port area and called her other daughter, Lisa Marie Walls, to pick her up. After returning home, Angela cleaned everything up. Lisa Marie admitted the gun belonged to her. Previously, she had borrowed her mother's car and left the gun at home. Lisa Marie stated that earlier, her mother had asked her if she owned a gun, but Lisa didn't know the reason for the question at the time. Based on the evidence, the police determined that this crime was intentional and premeditated. Angela, along with her 2 adult children, was arrested on charges related to Randy's murder. Claude Walls and Lisa Marie Walls later pleaded guilty to assisting a criminal and were sentenced to 10 months of community service. In October 2007, Angela pleaded guilty to first-degree murder and was sentenced to 26 years and 8 months in prison. Angela's motive is said to be money and the desire to be with her new lover. But instead of divorcing Randy, she chose to kill him while the children were at home and eventually ended up putting her 2 children in prison for helping their mother. Randy's sister, Lisa Moore, always regretted introducing her brother to Angela, which led him to suffer for years and ultimately lose his life. Lisa and her husband were given custody of Randy's 4-year-old daughter. What are your thoughts on this case? Share your opinion in the comments section below. Don't forget, we'll be back soon with the next shocking case.